So today I'll be showing you my CD collection for all the thrash metal bands that I listen to outside of the big four. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive into this. Definitely got a lot of CDs to get through, so let's start off with Annihilator, one of the Canadian big four, with Alice in Hell, which I definitely say is easily one of their best. And same with this album, Never Neverland. Then we got Set the World on Fire, which is actually another favorite of mine from the band, which I know not everyone's into that album, but I personally dig it though. But then we got King of the Kill, first album with Jeff Waters on vocals. Refresh the Demon. Then we get to one of their more divisive albums, Remains. Criteria for a Black Widow. Then we got Carnival Diablos. Waking the Fury. Now we enter, for me, my least favorite era of the band, starting with All For You. Personally, not a big fan of Dave Patton's vocals. If I got the name right, but yeah. Next we got Schizo Deluxe. Then we got Metal. Then we got the self-titled. Then we move to Feast, the final album with Dave on vocals. Then we got Suicide Society. Then we got For the Demented. Ballistic Sadistic. And their most recent release, Metal 2. And my copy of Metal 2 comes with a postcard signed by Jeff Waters. Yeah, that's it for Annihilator. Let's go ahead and move on to the next band, and that band is Dark Angel. And starting off, we Have Arrived, which was not easy to find, but I'm glad I finally found a copy. And then we got Darkness Descends, definitely one of their best, probably my second favorite. Then we got Leave Scars. And their final album, Time Does Not Heal, which is my favorite album from the band. And now that's it for Dark Angel. Let's go ahead and move on to Death Angel. The Ultraviolence. Then we got Frolic Through the Park, one of my personal favorites from the band. Really dig this album. Then we go with the album that is actually my favorite from the band, Act 3. Really great album. Then the band returns over a decade later with The Art of Dying. Pretty solid album. Then we got Killing Season. Relentless Retribution. And The Dream Calls for Blood. Then you move to The Evil Divide. I got my copy signed when I did VIP. And then we got, in my opinion, their best since probably Act 3, and that is Humanicide. Again, got this one signed too when I did VIP. And the last CD here for Death Angel, we got the Bastard tracks. That's it for Death Angel. Let's go ahead and move on to the next band, and that band is Kreator. And we're starting off with Endless Pain. Pleasure to Kill. Terrible Certainty, which is one of my favorites from the band. Extreme Aggression, another album that I think is one of their best. Then we move to my favorite Kreator album, and that is Coma of Souls. Absolutely love this album. Then we move into their more experimental period, starting off with Renewal. Then we got Cause for Conflict. Then we got Outcast. For me, one of their weakest, to be honest, but it's not terrible. And then we have Indorama, arguably maybe their most divisive album, moving into gothic metal. Then we got one of their compilations, Past Life Trauma. Then they return with Violent Revolution. Then we got Enemy of God. Hordes of Chaos. Then we got Phantom Antichrist. And then we got this album, Gods of Violence. And then we have their latest album, Hate Uber Alice. I got this signed when I did VIP. And that's it for Kreator. Let's go ahead and move on to the next band. And this band definitely has a lot of albums, and that band is Overkill. Starting off, we got Feel the Fire. And we got Taking Over, one of my favorites from the band. Then we got Under the Influence. Then we got Years of Decay, often considered their best or one of their best. For me, one of their best. Then we move to my favorite Overkill album, Horoscope. Then we move to I Hear Black. For me, one of their most underrated albums. A bit darker, a bit more groovy, but I like it. Then we got WFO, another solid album. Then we got The Killing Kind. Then we got From the Underground and Below, which is apparently one of Bobby's favorite albums in the discography. And then we got Necroshine. Overkill. Then we enter the 2000s with Bloodletting. Then we got Killbox 13. Relics. Then we got Immortalis. And then they return with a really strong album called Ironbound. Then I got the Electric Age. This comes with a bonus disc called Live from Oz. And then we got White Devil Armory. Then we got The Grinding Wheel. And then we got The Wings of War. When it comes to the more modern output, I think this is definitely one of the best. And then we move to their latest album, and I have the long box for Scorched. And this is limited to 1,000 copies. And this comes with a signed postcard. Pretty cool to have. But yeah, that's it for Overkill. Let's go ahead and move on to the next band, and that band is Sepultura. Starting off with Morbid Visions. Then we got Schizophrenia. First album with Andreas. And then we got Beneath the Remains, definitely one of my favorites from the band. Fights for my second favorite album from them, along with Chaos AD. And then we got Arise, definitely my favorite Sepultura album. Chaos AD, definitely a classic. Then we got their big album Roots, the final album with Max. We also have Blood Rooted. And then we got the first album with, oh geez, why am I blanking out on his name? Oh, Derek, sorry, my bad. We got Against. And I seem to like this album more than some people, but yeah, again, I think it's a decent album. And I do like Derek's vocals too. I did see them live, Sepultura live earlier this year, and I thought Derek did a pretty good job. Next we got Nation. Then we got Roarback. Then we got Dante 21. Then we got Alex, for me, one of their weakest, to be honest, but it's not horrible. And then we got Kairos, for me, one of their more unremarkable releases, but again, not bad. Then we got this album, The Mediator Between Head and Hands Must Be the Heart. And this was produced by Ross Robinson. And then we got Machine Messiah, definitely one of the best when it comes to their more modern output. And I'd say the same thing with this album, Quadra, which I got signed when I did VIP. And the last one here for Sepultura, Sepultura. All right, that's it for Sepultura. Let's move on to the next band, and that band is Testament. We got The Legacy, their debut album. Then we got The New Order, definitely one of the band's best, and I'm sure many fans would agree with me on that. Then we move to my favorite Testament album, Practice What You Preach. Then we got Souls of Black. The Ritual. Then we get to an album that I think is somewhat underrated, that album being Low. Then we got Demonic. One of their weaker albums, but not bad. Then we got The Gathering. I really like the song DNR. And then we got First Strike, Still Deadly. Then we got The Formation of Damnation, and this is a promotional copy and a card sleeve. And then we got the regular CD for The Formation of Damnation. And then we got Dark Roots of Earth. We got Brotherhood of the Snake. And finally, we got Titans of Creation. So that's it for Testament. Let's move on to the final band here, and that band is Voivod. Starting off, we got War of Pain. Definitely one of the most unique bands in the genre. They definitely mix thrash and prog, and actually do it fairly well too, and definitely in a unique manner too. But we got Roar. Definitely a unique band for sure, but I definitely really enjoy Voivod. We got Killing Technology. Then we get to, in my opinion, one of their best, Dimension Hatros. Then we move to my favorite album from the band, Nothing Face. I got a Japan import. Then we move into the 90s, with one of their more radio-friendly leaning albums, Angel Rat. Another Japan import. Then we move to one of my personal favorite albums from the band, and that is The Outer Limits. I really like the song Moonbeam Rider. Then we move to the Eric Forrest era with Negatron. And the final album with Eric Forrest, Phobos. Then we got Chronic. Then you got a promo CD for their self-titled. Then we got the self-titled album. We're entering the Jason Newsted era. Then we got Caters. Infinity, one of their weaker albums, but not bad. Target Earth. Post Society EP. The Wake. And finally, Synchro Anarchy. Let me know your thoughts on my collection and all that good stuff. But anyways, thanks for watching. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe. Have a nice day and take care.